Howdy, guys. I'm Von Miller, and welcome to the Voncast here on the Bleacher Report app. This is a very special show today. I'm super excited about this one. I got one of my favorite teammates and one of my favorite people in life on the show today. It is an honor and a privilege to have him on my show. We got Damar Hamlin,
my dog,
Bill safety, my teammate, 2023 recipient of the George Halas Award and the NFLPA's Allen Page Community Award. Man, I appreciate you for coming, my boy.
Appreciate you having me, bro.
Yes, I know you do a lot of interviews. Like, what's it been like doing interviews and going on like the media tour and doing all that stuff?
I've been cool. I feel like a part of it, like when you on the chase to get into the league and you chasing greatness to, do everything you want to accomplish in the league, that's kind of like a part of it,
Yeah.
So like I always see myself getting to this point some way, no matter what,
Yeah.
So we here now and it's just more work to be done.
Man, I tell people all the time, like, playing football is really the hard part. Like, all this other stuff that come with it, media, whether it's signing autographs or appearances, like that is the easy part. That's really
real.
like the icing on the cake. Like, you should always be like energetic for that. Like, it's just the opportunity to like put your name out, man. And you've taken your opportunity. You've made the most of it, man. I know, like, before, like, last season, like mid-season, I had came up to you just like randomly. I was like, Damar, bro, like, bro, you playing well. Like, I thought you was a first. I thought you was a first round pick. I told you and Dane that just like randomly, bro, and to see you and your journey and for you to blow up, man. Like, it's always good when the good guys win. When did you fall in love with football?
I fell in love with football young, as young as I remember. I started playing at 5. I think I fell in love through my dad, just pushing me to play, wanting me to play.
Yeah.
So, once I got out there, it was a little natural. My first year was like a little rough. I remember one time the coach told me stay home, and I was at safety, and they scored a 60-yard touchdown on us the other way, and I just stood there like.
This is what you told me to do.
And watched the whole play. Yeah, like y'all told me stay home. But yeah, man, I've been in love with the game young. So I'm 20 years in now. So
man, I remember my earliest memories of playing football. I had to be like 3 or. I had to be 3, and maybe even younger, but you know how when you're young, you can barely remember these memories that you have. But this one, I remember vividly. I don't know how old I was, but I just remember my dad screaming. Like, I have never heard him. I'm young. I'm probably like 3, 2.5 right in there. I hear my dad screaming, and I run back there into his room, right? And he's screaming, he's hollering. I'm thinking like something's wrong, and I look at the TV and I see the Cowboys, like the star on the team. I'm from Dallas, so he was watching the Cowboys game, and I'm guessing the Cowboys had scored, and he was yelling, and I was watching a little bit after that, and that was the moment for me. I was like, I don't want to make my dad scream like this one day, and I fell in love with football, and this is really the only thing I've ever wanted to do, and
that's lit, bro. That's
to really get there, and play. I knew I was gonna make it to the NFL, but to play in this capacity and be on teams like this, I never expected. I just had that belief in myself, man. And you grew up in Pittsburgh. Did you want to play for the Steelers? Did you always want to go to Pittsburgh? What is it, University of Pittsburgh?
Yeah, University of Pittsburgh. So I really, what's crazy is I never really seen myself going to Pitt. Like when I first started getting recruited, when offers started rolling in, Pitt was like my second, third offer between Pitt, Penn State. I got Temple first during my sophomore year, state championship. After the season, I got Pitt, Penn State, Ohio State. And after I got Ohio State, they just started rolling in. Like, schools was coming into high school, just shaking my hand like, you got an offer. Like, not even trying to have a conversation because they felt like they weren't going to get me. So, like Ohio State, Notre Dame, Penn State, they was kind of leading the way throughout my entire recruiting. And just like a different category, like the programs was just different at the time, and then Narduzzi came to Pitt, and he was just somebody that he was a defensive coach. He was just defensive coordinator at Michigan State. He was coming in, bringing his defense. He just had put some corners in the league from Michigan State, like 2 corners in the league from Michigan State. He just came home. And then, what I actually think pulled me to Pitt a lot was Jordan Whitehead, safety from the Jets. He was a year ahead of me, like in high school, and he was a close friend of mine since we were like.
Yeah, Pittsburgh be putting them out, huh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh be putting them in there.
AD, Whitehead.
Pittsburgh be putting them in there. So he was like a year ahead of me, and we've been close since young, like little leagues. His uncle used to come get me from middle school and take me out to their crib. We used to play around and then have AAU practice, and then he would meet my mom back like closer to where I lived. So we've been close forever, you know. So once he pulled the trigger and went to Pitt and then had a successful freshman year, like he went freshman All-American, like he snapped on defense. So it was just kind of like it gave me the vision, you know what I mean? And it was just like he kind of led the way there. So I low-key followed in his footsteps.
That's dope, man. Yeah, I went to Texas A&M. Like I love Texas A&M, but I wanted to go to other schools. Like I went to Florida, checked out Florida, Ole Miss. It just felt like Texas A&M just felt like home for me. Mm-hmm. And that was, you know, a lifetime of making decisions, you know, some good, some bad. Like going to Texas A&M was definitely a good decision for me, man. And going to Pittsburgh was definitely a good decision.
I actually, I spent some time down there on Texas A&M campus.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I used to have a lady who ran track down there.
Yeah. Do you ever wonder why we don't have a national championship?
I don't see why not. I don't see why not.
It's crazy up there, man.
That thing is huge. It's like the architecture, the whole campus. It's like, dang, I don't know what's topping that.
And it was great. It was incredible when I went there too. This was like 2007. It was incredible when I went there too. But you know, did you ever imagine, you know, going to Pittsburgh? You know, you said Whitehead got you there. Did you ever imagine that you would have a day named after you though in Pittsburgh? July 9th, Damar Hamlin Day in the city of Pittsburgh. What is Damar Hamlin Day like? What is Damar Hamlin Day like?
Man, we celebrated. Once they told me they was giving me that day, I celebrated. You know what I mean? And I won't say that I can't say I didn't picture it. You know what I mean? I seen like growing up watching Wiz Khalifa get his own day, stuff like that. Like it put the battery in your back to like let's do whatever it takes to get it done so we can, you know, achieve that type of accomplishment in my city. You know, that'll make me feel like I left a mark in my city. You know, so to be able to have a day. I'm still waiting on a key to my city. Yeah. You know, that's kind of like a trophy too. You know what I mean? So I'm still waiting on the key, but to have my own day, that was like one of those.
That's hard.
We made it moments.
I love holidays too. I love getting with my fam and my friends back home and like kicking it. We got a holiday back in Dallas too, and it's just amazing. It's amazing to really bring out the city and have like the kids playing and food, barbecuing and loud music. Like July 9th, that's right after 4th of July, bro. It's going to be lit, fam.
That's a perfect vibe.
Chasing M's. I remember last year I was asking about it. You was wearing like the Chasing M's gear. And I was like, man, can you make me like a spinoff like Chasing Bees, Chasing Billions? And you was like, bro, yeah, I get it. I feel so crazy. Like, I should have just took the Chasing M stuff, bro. I should have just took the Chasing M stuff because then it like blew up. And like I still haven't received any like
that's why
Chasing M stuff.
You know we ain't come on here empty-handed. That's we came to lace you today. Brought you the whole collection. You know what I mean? Good Pittsburgh. That's the Pittsburgh hoodie. Brought you some sweats.
My dog got.
They love to stack sweats.
He got the Chasing M's. Chasing M rug right in front of his locker. He's the only locker in the locker room with a rug, and they say Chasing M's, bro. It's so lit.
They love me before they all do's.
That's hard. You design all this yourself?
Yeah, I do, bro. It's like my piece away from the game, for real. So I just whatever downtime I got, I'm doing this. I brought you two of these too. They fit different, so you'll figure it out.
That's hard, bro. I appreciate you, man. I know Marnie, she would love.
I got one for you. There's something in there for you.
Bro, I remember it, and it's dope. It's dope shit too. Like I remember, I forgot what game we was at, but Tremaine Edmonds, he had on like this sweatsuit, right? Mm-hmm. And I went up to him, I was like, bro, like what is that? Like it looked like high fashion. I was like, bro, what is that? What is that? Chrome Hearts? Like, what is that? And boy, he said, no, this Damar. This is Chasing M. And I was like, bro, I gotta get me some, man.
Yeah, Maine was a big supporter. He stayed putting it on, yeah. But you know, it's I try to really make it like a combination of all of my worlds, where it's like I'm into high fashion, I'm into like the urban drip, you know what I mean, but also like athletic wear, and you know, just tapping into the whole lane of just being an athlete as well. You know, we need all type of accessories and things like that. So, you know, I'm trying to branch all of those gaps together in the one thing with my brand. You know,
man, it's dope to wear your stuff too, like to wear something that you design. I got the Triple V hats and stuff, and like just to be able to wear your stuff, not nobody else's stuff, not like Chrome Hearts or Gucci. It's like your stuff, and it like hit harder, especially when I'm wearing my stuff and I'm wearing like my teammate stuff. It has like this level of exclusivity to it that can't nobody get. They always see it, but they can't get it. And you was one of the first to really get that going, man. And it's not only a clothing brand; it's a foundation as well. What? Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I got the for-profit side, which is the clothing and the rugs and things like that. And, I got the nonprofit side as well, just giving back to the community. That's something I wanted to do all along. Like you say, watching the kids play in the bouncy houses, all of that, I was that kid. That was what my dad was doing for the community back in the day, like through something called Feed the Hood Days. You know what I mean? So he would have the bouncy houses out. He would have the basketball going, 3-on-3 tournaments. Somebody's on the grills, hot dogs, hamburgers, everything you can imagine. It's just bringing the whole community together in a way that nobody else was doing it. You know what I mean? And he was from down the hill in the manner my mom was from up the hill. So he would do it in both places. Yeah. So like just to grow up in that atmosphere and see how, it made me feel having those days, waiting on them, hearing everybody talking about it, people getting outfits for the days, things like that, the competition of the kids, of the basketball tournaments, wherever it may be. It just put that fuel in me to really, just want to make it to do my part and give back to the community. So as soon as I got out of college, like this was before NIL, so you couldn't make any type of money in college. So once I declared for the draft, first thing I did was set up my foundation with my agent, and then I set up a GoFundMe link, and I think I wanted like $2,500 just to be able to do a toy drive, and I think I put it together in like 9-10 days before Christmas, before I left to go train. And it was a success, so we just kept it going. And, I had visions of, doing that every year and eventually building up to do more things, but now with the opportunity and all the love that came in, the opportunities are endless, and the impact that we can make in the communities across the world, not even just my own community, is just endless. So I'm excited for my life forever after.
That's hard, man. Like, I think I know what it means. Like, because I feel like I can relate just by seeing chasing M's on anything. Like, it really hit home for me. I feel like I can relate to it, but I wanted to like, get it from you. Like, what is chasing M's like mean? What is the meaning behind it? I feel like I feel like I know.
Yeah.
I feel like I know, but just for the audience at home.
Yeah, you get it, because you on that journey, and you've been on the journey, surpassed the journey over and over again, but for the people that, don't know, it's chasing millions, and it's really like the motto behind having a dream, having a vision, and it's the journey of getting to that vision. So, the process of putting work in, whatever the dream may be, putting the work in, staying down, staying committed, staying focused, and achieving it, so you can change the atmosphere, the environment for everyone around you. It was something I started in high school as just a slogan. I would just hashtag on all my pictures of like just a way of telling myself, I'm going to make it to the NFL, to make whatever money, to be able to move my mom out of her house, whatever it may be. And, my friends latched onto it. It was a group thing. It was all of us. It was our group message name. And it was just our way of just showing our unity and our mission. We was all on the same mission, trying to get recruited, trying to get offers to be able to make it to the league. And so it started out as just a hashtag. It was just a hashtag. So I went into college and I got injured. I had 3 surgeries my freshman year, all sports hernia surgeries. And it was just like I couldn't figure it out. I knew I had what it takes to make it to the league, but it was like I didn't know if that opportunity was going to come because I was injured. I didn't seen it before what people happen. So I'm like, man, I got to do something to stay afloat. I got to do something. So first thing I did, I ran to the mall. I went into the little stores where they print T-shirts. I bought a T-shirt and I put the Chasing M's logo on a shirt, and I wore it back to. It was in the middle of camp. Yeah, I wore it back to camp, and all of my teammates, it was just catching fire. All of my teammates, they were loving it. And so I'm like, all right, I got to get them in some stuff, So I started getting my teammates in some stuff, and I started selling stuff, and it just started catching fire. And as I just got back on my feet and playing again, I'm just like, this is just another blessing God sent me that I'm going to just keep going with.
Yeah, that's hard, man. I'm a huge believer in manifestation, especially when you write it down. Not like hoping something will happen, not like wishing something will happen, but truly believing and truly having that vision like something to happen, bro. Like, you just described it, bro. Like writing it down and then making hoodies. Like it just took off from there, man. Like chasing M's, making it to the NFL. That was always your dream to make it to the NFL?
Yeah, that was always plan numero uno, you know, like that was always my biggest dream as far as I can remember. You know, only other dream as a kid that I even crossed my mind as a career was like creating like hotel chains.
You can still do that.
Yeah.
Chasing M's Hotel.
Yeah, that'd be tough, you know what I mean?
Chasing M's Hotel.
Put them in some nice cities and everybody gonna stop through.
For sure, man. It could be like the boutique hotel where like you got like 20, 30 rooms and like it's always booked up.
Make it like an exclusive club for certain members, you know what I mean? That'll be tough. That'll be tough.
We could put one of those in Buffalo. That'll be dope.
Yeah, that'll be
what
perfect.
What did you think when you got drafted to Buffalo?
So my whole draft process, you know, being in Pittsburgh and dealing with the cold every year, I'm like, all right, God got me. Like, I got to be going somewhere warm. I'm like, I done stayed down. I done did everything. I done made my bed every day. Like, God got me. I'm going somewhere warm, you know. And Ohio State was one of like my biggest recruiters, and that was like when Urban Meyer was the head coach, and they just won a national championship. And then he had just got the job at Jacksonville. So the defensive coordinator was the safeties coach at the time. So like he was big on me as I was coming out in the draft, just like, you know, we wanted you out of high school.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm like, they might be coming to get me. You know what I mean? So, I mean, things work out for a reason. When I first got drafted to Buffalo, I was a little upset at first at the fact that I sat on the board for so long. You know, I felt like I was going to go a little bit earlier. Everyone think they're going to go a little bit earlier. But, you know, just watching my name sit up on like the last left since like the second round, I'm like I was just like ready to just like show everybody that they, you know, what they missed out on.
Yeah.
So like, you know, for that first 30 minutes, I was super like, you know, ready to just do something. I couldn't wait to get up there. But, you know, once that settled in, I was super excited to get up here. And once I got up here, it was just like nothing but love. It's the closest thing to Pittsburgh too, like as far as city-wise.
It's nothing but love here, man. I love Buffalo. I was the same way. I was like, please, let me go somewhere where it's warm. But if you really think about it, no matter who you play for, you're going to have to play in the cold. Like, you might get, you know, 3 or 4 games more, you know, in the warmth, but
yeah, either way,
half of the season is in the cold, no matter who you play. You can play for Miami, but if you look at the divisional teams, you got to go to Buffalo, you got to play to New England, you got to go to New York. Yeah. Like all the games, you're going to have to play in the cold in the NFL. Mm-hmm. What was your first impression of the team when you got here?
All love. It was super all love, and it was similar atmospheres from what I was coming from, you know, just being a hometown kid and then a captain on the team and a leader. Mm-hmm. You know, it was kind of like my energy in the locker room, you know, and getting up here, it was like all love. Everybody was supportive. Everybody was helpful. It was urgency, but it was like no competition with each other. Yeah. So it's like everybody's urgent within their own process and like what they trying to accomplish, but nobody was hating or downplaying or looking at somebody else like competition to where like,
and that happens though.
I ain't gonna help you. Yeah, that happens. I done seen it in college and stuff like that, you know, and everyone that has came into the team from other places always say like, it's not like this everywhere else. Yeah. So cherish this, like this being your first team and like, you know, you got a long way to go in this league. Cherish this right here because this ain't everywhere. Yeah. So that's something I appreciate as well. You know, you don't get that everywhere. You know, we all up here together. You know what I mean? This
is all we got. Yeah. This is all we got. Thank God they got great food here. and it's for me, like I got 2 kids. I got 2 kids. I think probably if this was 22-year-old Von, and you know, it'd probably be different. But where I am in my life, like this is perfect for me. I got a great football team. I got 2 little boys. I love to play golf. I play video games, and you know, they got all of that here for me, man. And on top of that, like Bills Mafia is incredible here. I love Bills Mafia. They are incredible, man. What was your first experience with Bills Mafia?
My first experience was just on Twitter after the draft, you know, just seeing how they were just flowing in like to all of the draft picks and just showing nothing but love. It was like a reaction that I didn't even expect, you know, like being a late round draft pick. You know, it's usually like only attention on the first few or the first one. Yeah. You know, but it was just like everything was just catching fire. They were just, I was loving their energy. They was loving mine as well, you know. So once I got up here and then got to experience playing in the stadium and practicing in the stadium, it was just like, yeah, this is a different place. This is a different place.
It's dope, man. It's dope, man. Like, I fell in love with the Buffalo Bills. For me, it was training camp. Like, I started to see, like, these fans are, like, for real. But then after the first game and we played the Tennessee Titans, I think it was probably Monday Night Football.
That was the second game.
And I was driving to the stadium, and, like, they had, like, a little booth, and they was like, on the sign that said, free Von Miller haircuts here. Like, everybody was, they was giving out the triangle and stuff. I was like, this place is, this place is dope, man. Like, I always had love for, like, the Bills. Like, I thought I was going to go to the Buffalo Bills. Like, last minute, the Denver Broncos took me. So it was kind of like a spot there for me. Like, man, Buffalo is dope, man. I love that environment. I love the team. I love how the underdogs always. I love that vibe. But getting here and really experience it, like, my love for the Bills Mafia and the fans that we have has definitely grown. And I'm sure for you, your love for Bills Mafia has definitely grown for real, for real. The fans donated over $6.7 million to your foundation following last season. What did that mean to you? Could you ever have imagined that you would have that type of support? I'm sure you did. Yeah. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you imagined that.
I mean, that blows any imagination out the water, for real, you know. Like,
what did that mean to you, though?
It meant the world to me. Like, you know, Bills Mafia standing up in my biggest time of need, you know, like, those are the moments you remember for life, you know, when you need people the most, them showing up for you, you know. And for them to show up like that, it was just like, you know, they are who I thought they were. You know, I've seen it time and time again over, you know, them doing it. I remember them donating to somebody from my hometown, Tyler Boyd, who's actually on the Bengals foundation. I think back in 2018 when he, like, scored a winning touchdown that put them into the playoffs. Like, that's not even their own, you know, but them just reaching out, like, showing support for him. Yeah, you know, just because they got their team to the playoffs. He's not even on the team. They donated like $250,000, if I'm not mistaken. But, like, that's just crazy, you know. And one thing I appreciate Bills Mafia for is they lean into, like, their unique players and their players with personality and things like that. You know, they support everyone, but they lean into them. Like, to see people giving out free haircuts and them giving out the triangle, like, that's different. You know what I mean?
It's dope, man.
Like, they support whatever their players are into. Like, fans show up to games when teams are winning everywhere, you know, in every city. But I think, like, what separates Bills Mafia is the fact that they show up for their players off the field and, like, what their players are interested in off the field. You know what I mean? They seen that I was trying to give back to the community in any way possible. So they, like, you know, they returned the favor for me. So, like, that was all love. I appreciate that.
It's all love, and it's real love here. Like you said, fans love their team and they going to show up. But the love from Bills Mafia, like, it's real, unconditional, genuine love. Not only for Bills Mafia, but anybody that helps out. Like you said with Tyler Boyd, they donated money to his charity. They donated money to Andy Dalton's charity as well. I think they beat the Chargers. They beat the Chargers to go into the playoffs, and, like, Bills Mafia went crazy because they needed Cincinnati to beat the Chargers to get in, and they just, man, I love Bills Mafia, and it's dope to hear you love Bills Mafia too. Dude. Earlier this year, you partnered with the American Heart Association and launched the Chasing M's CPR Tour. Tell us a little bit about that. What was your inspiration behind it?
You know, well, partnering with the AHA, I had met them early February. We had a dinner in a hotel in Buffalo where I met the CEO, Nancy Brown, who's, like, one of my closest friends now. I love her. We talk almost every week, even outside of working together, you know, but just building relationships, man. And she's super special. But she cared about impact in the heart space, and they've been making an impact for years on years on years, you know. So once I got the opportunity to sit down with them and they got to understand me and that, you know, I would show so much love through my situation that I wanted to make an impact as well. So, you know, we partnered on a lot of things. We brainstormed a lot of ideas. And, you know, once we kindly came up with the CPR tour, we wanted to start in the cities that impacted me the most, you know, and obviously Pittsburgh, my hometown, Buffalo, where I play, and then Cincinnati, where everything happened. And we hit the ground running. We started here in Buffalo, where we gave out 50 AEDs to all the youth sports leagues, and we got I think up to 1,500 people CPR trained, hands only CPR trained. And then we went to Pittsburgh and did the same thing. I think it was 1,000 people got CPR trained, and we gave out 50 plus AEDs to all of the youth sports teams, in which my brother's playing in them and things like that. So it was just super special to be home. And we actually did that on the Damar Hamlin day too. So that was like a real good moment right there for me. And then going up to Cincinnati before we went up to Rochester for camp, and did the same thing, 1,500, and gave out 50 AEDs. So we started off to a strong start, you know what I mean? And I'm super excited for 2024. I can't leave out when we went to London.
Y'all did it over there too? So that's dope.
I was worldwide. just brainstorming with Nancy, man. I'm like, I want to take it international. And London came about, and so once we went to London, it presented the opportunity to be able to go over there and make some impact as well. So day before we played, me and my foundation, we set up an event, found the location, got in touch with like all of the American football sports teams over there, and we gave out some AEDs, and we got everyone who came CPR trained, and it was like super dope. It was I can't even like recreate that feeling of like being in a whole entire different country and being able to like feel like you leaving your mark. That was like I like that feeling, so I can't wait till next year.
Man, it's got to be dope, man. Going through your journey and all the things that you've overcome to be able to help children, to be able to give them access to save lives has got to be dope. I'm CPR trained. I'm CPR trained too. Yeah, I'm CPR trained too.
Let's go.
Whether it's the AED or like toddlers or adults, like I took a class with my assistant right before my son was born, and I'm CPR trained as well.
That's what's up, bro.
Is there another tour in the works?
Yeah, no doubt.
Touring is fun, man. Let me know whenever you going on tour again, man. Hey, let me know, man.
Yeah, man. So no locations truly set up yet, but we're just brainstorming some ideas right now. But one that really sits on me heavy is like I want to do something and be able to go in Africa and be able to make an impact, and Switzerland. Like I want to tour and be able to go and search out and look for some places that need help the most, and be able to go over there and just make some impact, and also just to be able to just explore the world. Like you said, touring is fun. I love sightseeing. I love seeing and learning new places. So also while I'll be making an impact, I'll be able to like explore the world.
Hang out, man. See y'all see why I love this guy, man. I told y'all, man, like he's a special person on and off the football field, and everything about him is about other people, being able to help other people, being able to change lives, and it's just incredible.
Thanks, bro.
To be his teammate, and it's incredible to have you on my show, man.
You, bro. I love you.
I love the Chasing M's tour, the Chasing M CPR tour had to be fun, but the off-season tour had to be fun as well. Going on Michael Rubin's white party, going to courtside games. Talk about that, man. Talk about the fun side and being able to experience so many different things.
Man, the off season was like a super journey that just taught me so much about life, man. It really taught me that relationships are everything, and relationships are real, and actually showing up for people, it matters. It matters in life, So Michael Rubin was kind of one of the first people that really contacted me, and he might have been one of the first people I actually got on the phone with in the hospital. He just truly cares about sports. He truly cares about people, and he's been a genuine friend, if nothing else. Ever since my incident, and through him, I've got to have a lot of fun. I've got to learn a lot of business. I've got to learn a lot about running a company. I've got to meet a lot of great people. The white party was like.
How was it, man? How long? Come on, man. Let us know, man. When did you make it in? When did you make it in after that? I saw you worked out the next day too.
Yeah, of course. No. The white party wasn't. The white party was. It was July 1st, if I'm not mistaken. It was July 1st. So I threw out the pitch for the Yankees. Actually, I did an event. I did a CPR event with the Yankees.
That's dope.
So I had a crazy day that day. So I started my day in New York, and I did an event with the Yankees. I went to Yankee Stadium. I met all the Yankees. Everyone, got CPR trained before the game.
Yeah.
So went back to the hotel, rested up a little bit, and then came back to the stadium for the game, threw out the first pitch. and stayed for a little bit, watched the game, and it was like right after. I forget the pitcher's name, but he had just pitched a no-hitter the night before.
Man.
So, like, stadium was packed. So, it was, like, hell of an experience. And then
And you threw out the first pitch?
Yeah.
Did you give, like, one of the lobs, or did you try to, like, put it in there?
I did two first pitches. I did one for the Pirates, my home team, and that's when I tried to do the lob. And I didn't make it. So, the Yankees, I'm like, all right, I got to throw it, So, I tried to beam it down there. My pitch wasn't too bad. But White Party, I think, started at 5, and the baseball game was at 7. So I was already like, I felt conflicted.
Yeah.
I felt conflicted. But I'm like, like Mike's a businessman. Like he gonna understand. Like I got to handle this business before I come have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
And he truly did, and he truly helped me out even getting there. The Hamptons is, I think it's a 3-hour drive from New York, maybe. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. So. He flew a helicopter in for me.
So they made it, what, an hour?
It made it like 40 minutes.
40 minutes?
He flew the helicopter in for me. I flew straight to the Hamptons, got picked up by the driver, switched my fit on the heli, hopped in a ride, went straight to the party, man. It was just like, pulling up. It felt like Will Smith in Fresh Prince, like pulling up to his crib and just seeing all my favorite people. Like, through him, I got to meet Meek, which is like, I really look at him like a big brother, like he just always just gives me like some, he always say the things my dad would say, like everything my dad would say, he just even like, yeah, you handled that right, even by just doing what I had to do before I came here. Like, yeah, you handled that right, and he just always making sure my head on straight. Like if I'm ever in a room, he checking my energy. That's dope. And I appreciate that. Like it's something small, but I appreciate that for sure, But man, I met some good people there. Lil Baby, which I actually met Lil Baby at Michael Rubin's dinner and Super Bowl. So that was fire. I sat next to him, the owner of TikTok.
Yeah.
Travis Scott, which is like, people might not see it, but like he's one of the biggest businessmen in the world. Like he's always thinking about just trying to leverage his situation and just trying to like truly grow his business and grow everything. And he got his hand in almost everything, the music, the clothing, shoes, like everything, So I'm just being a sponge anytime I'm around all these people, because like outside of like, what they do as far as their talent, even athletes or music or whatever it may be, like everyone is like business minded first, and they let everything follow after.
So you basically met everybody. you basically met everybody.
For real,
but
man. Throughout the
are
years,
there any
everybody.
people that you were surprising me, or like when you met them, like it was like dope, like dang, like I met this person, like this is cool. Is there anybody like that? I'm sure like after a while it started to get regular.
I got a full list, man. Like Jay Bieber, what I mean? Like Justin Bieber, meeting Justin Bieber at the White Party was kind of like, I grew up on Bieber. Like I remember seeing Bieber's first song, getting like, seeing him through now, but just to meet him and him just being like a regular dude, like same way that how we just kick it up and bust it, like he's one of them. So I was just enjoying that as well. Like I said, Meek, that's another person that I like, related to my whole life coming up. Through his journey, he kind of like spoke for me. Rod Wave, I just met Rod Wave the other day. That was like,
concert in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that was that, man. I couldn't wait for that moment. I really couldn't wait for that moment. Man, meeting you, that was a crazy moment, bro. Just getting you on the team, bro. Getting you on the team and just being able to just, become a brother with you. That was I can't take that for granted, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's something that mean a lot. Like playing the game with my brother, like that's something he still talks about.
I let him run back his fade whenever he get ready, man.
He can't wait.
I let him run back that Madden game whenever he get ready,
He feel
man.
like you got out on him, so he trying to get ready.
Yeah, shout out little bro too. I'm huge on family too, and whenever I see you with your little brother, your mom, your dad, like I'm the same way, bro. Like I'm got a super close family. Mm-hmm. My brother, my mom, and my dad, we talk every day. My brother just had a son, man. So to see you had that type of relationship with your little brother, man, is super cool, man. Super crazy off season, but somehow you was able to humble yourself, stay down to earth, and then you was able to go full circle and play football again. Like how was that? How was it? Playing football, doing all this stuff, training, getting ready to make your return to football, and actually making your return, and then seeing playing time in the Miami game.
Man, it was tough. It was tough at first, just even making a decision to like, come back into the game and like, once you make that decision, there ain't no half
There ain't
stepping.
no
You know
going
what I
back.
mean? Like, it ain't no half stepping. Like you come out on that field and you thinking about too much or you playing timid. That's how you get hurt.
Yeah.
So I had to truly lock back in and go with it full throttle. And I spent a lot of the year trying to just get away from the game and just enjoy life again. So I gave myself the time I needed, really, the time I needed just to clear my mind and actually get ready for, a season. It takes so much coming into a season each year. So, now that we back into it, I'm fully focused. My mind is focused on the right things. I'm in my grind. I'm in my my consistent window of just doing the right things and just letting them pay off, So, I'm staying ready. I'm staying ready. It's a long season. I done seen it last year,
100%.
happen. Where you when your number's called, you got to be ready. So I'll be ready again, just like I was last year.
Yeah, I'm huge on mindset, and like even if these cameras weren't here, I'll still be trying to check. Hey, how you feeling, bro? It's just football
You
now.
do, bro.
Like
I tell everybody that.
This what you do, man. And like for you, every time I would like check with you already, I could just see it in your eyes, like you was already 10 steps past that, man. And
yeah, I tell everybody that, bro. Like when they ask me about different things, I tell them like you somebody that's super big on just checking in on me and just checking my energy, and always just making sure my mental's in the right space, and just like even if it's just like you said, like it's just football, that'd be going a long way. And even like the other day when we talked about like no matter how you feeling, like you already won. Yeah. Like that just put everything back into perspective for me, that like what can you trip about?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like when you already won, when you already run, you ain't worrying about the mistakes or whatever the case may be. You already
it's like
won.
you already beat the game,
you already
and
good.
Like you just going back for like the skins and like the extra achievements like after the game. Bro. That's what you're doing right now, man. The Bills Mafia, we talked about Bills Mafia several times during this podcast. How was the reception when you came back, bro? Like I know you always felt the love, but this had to be special. It had to be a special moment to get back on the football field and Bills Mafia to receive you the way they did. How did that feel?
Man, super special moment. It's been a super special ride since I came back to the game last year when we played the Bengals in the playoffs. All the way up till today. It's been the same feeling, same reaction. From Bills Mafia. It's all love, all support. Everyone just kind of they support my courage, they support my strength. They support me, being able to just get back up when you get knocked down, man. Yeah. That's what life's about. Like that's life's journey. It's gonna happen to everybody. It's like the inevitable, you know what I mean? But
that's how you react.
You gotta keep rolling with the punches no matter what. So
how you respond.
I'm just in my journey. And I appreciate them for just all the support and the love, because like that just gives you the fuel to keep going.
Man, not only Bills Mafia, but our team, like we just got a special team, man. They rally around like everybody, whether it was Micah getting injured, whether it's Jordan Poyer, like driving all the way to KC just so he can play in the game. We always get behind our guys, man. And our teammates, they really got behind you. Still to this day, they still get behind you as well too. Let's shed a little light on our teammates. How does it feel to get the love from the team?
Man, I swear being up here in Buffalo is like my piece away from the world. Just being with the team. Like once I first got back with the team at OTAs, I got like a relief off my shoulders, and just like a home feeling that like I don't get no other place other than going home to my mama's house. You know what I mean? But it's just like everybody has just done a amazing job, just like comforting me and protecting me from the outside world. And just being respectful of my space at the same time. That like it's nothing but brothers on the team. It's a truly unique and special place, man. Like everybody. Don't hesitate, to come talk to me, come ask me questions, come, check on my energy, regardless of anything, man. I'm appreciative of that, like I'm not the only one that's going through something on the team, like everybody has their own issues going on. So, I always try to put that in perspective as well. And that also allows me to like let go of my own problems and things as well. Cause like we all in it together. We all got our own stuff going on. But, when we here, we focused on this. So like, just keeping that in perspective, and then still even realizing that everybody got whatever they got going on, but everybody still making sure that they check up on me. It just kind of like it makes me even want to be a better person. You know what I mean? And just being able to have so many like vets to learn from, and then just to like ask questions. Like I don't feel like there's nothing in the world that I can't learn, like get some knowledge from by asking somebody under our roof. You know what I mean? And that's like I don't think everybody can say that. Like I think there's somebody that I can ask a question to on the team about anything in the world, and they gonna have the answers, and they gonna like be willing to share the information as well. So like that's a special feeling, and I'm glad to be a part of that. I'm glad to be like a piece of that.
And I would definitely agree that from the top down, from our owner Terry Pagula, and you know our GM Brandon Bean. He's a special person. Like,
he really is.
He goes out of his way, man. And you know, from Josh Allen to our practice squad guys, like everybody is so involved in his team, and they always trying to find a way to help us win. Like everybody knows their roles, and they do their role, and they do more.
Your role,
and they that has the makings to be a very special team. We're already a very special team. We just got to go out there and get the accolades to show it. But now it's time to play a game. You want to play a game?
Let's get it.
So this game that we have here is team superlatives, right? You remember like in the yearbook at the end of the year?
Like,
most likely.
What did I get in high school? I think I got like most likely to be successful.
Definitely for sure, bro. Like we'll play a game right here, man, and just along those lines, bro. We got like some. I'll write it. I say what we doing, and then you just write which teammate you think this would be.
I bet.
So, number 1 would be King of Trash Talk. And whenever you're ready, we'll show 'em.
All right, let's get it.
Ready? I would say Ty Crane too, but I wrote Diggs, but now I'm thinking about it too. I would write Diggs and Josh because they like, bro, they like that game when we played the Rams last year. Like to see Diggs go back and forth with Jalen, and then to see Josh go at Jalen too. Like, you know, I'll put those two in there. They both the kings of trash talk.
Right.
But Crane Shaq is up there too.
You're right though, because I love when Josh is in that mode though. Like when he just in that mode and he talking his stuff out there while he doing his one too. Like that's when I know he's really in that mode. So, but Shaq, that's somebody who off the field, on the field, always every day. Crane gonna talk his stuff to everybody walking past in the building.
All right, number 2, I got most likely to fall asleep in a meeting.
Oh, hold on. Let me think. You know, our meetings be serious.
Yeah.
JB ain't playing around. Let me see.
You don't like this one?
Who you wrote?
Man, myself, I don't know what it is.
I was going to write me too, I swear.
I don't know what it is from my earliest memories of like playing football and going to the meeting room and like having film session after. Like from day one, I always used to fall asleep in there, and it hasn't changed. Like year 13, like it's even worse now. Like it only take me like 15 seconds. Like I'll be watching, and I'll be locked in, and then all of a sudden
just get sleepy.
I'm dreaming. Like I'm dreaming it. It's like there is no getting drowsy or nothing. It's like I'm watching, and now I'm dreaming. It's like instant.
Yeah, bro. I'm Mr. King of stand up in the meeting because like I don't even got time to be just sitting down, just being tired, and my coach just even noticing me like drifting off. So man, I don't care, bro. I'll get up and stand. I'll walk around the back of the room. I'll just switch my seat, get up, start stretching, anything just to stay up. Like,
I try, and I sit in the front too. So Coach Washington, you right here. And I sit in the front too. Then in our defensive meeting room, like I'm right when I start getting woozy. Like I'll look down and Shaq would be looking up at me. He'd be like, "Hey, you tired, bro?
You tired?"
I'm like, "Yeah, I am tired, bro. I am tired." We'll do a few more, man.
Come on.
This one is most likely to break the internet with their pregame fit. I think we all know who this one is. Really?
Yeah.
Hey, my boy. I was gonna say me too, but Diggs, he kill it every time.
I was gonna
bro.
say you and Diggs. You know that commercial. That's one of my favorite commercials,
that shit
bro.
was funny,
That's
bro. Like I
that's
just
just super funny.
shooting that commercial, bro. It was hilarious, bro. Like just even from when we like sat down, like, and it was just like an idea. Like we were on like the Zoom call talking to like the progressive people, like going over stuff, and like, you know, Diggs, he take like it's serious, right? And I've done a couple of commercials. He's done a couple of commercials, so I knew like it was supposed to be about comedy, right? And the first like draw up that we had, right? It was like a cowboy hat and like some overalls, and it was like all of these colors and stuff. And I was like, yeah, it's cool, it don't matter to me. Diggs was like, nah.
He was like, nah.
He was like, nah, man. He was like, nah. And they was like, it's supposed to be for laughs. He was like, yeah, but you know, I'm not going, you know, I'm not up there to be a clown. Like, he's like, I really take this serious. Like, I'll be in Fashion Week, and I was like, okay, yeah, listen. It don't matter to me what we wear. Y'all make sure y'all get something that gold. The gold outfit, that's something that like he wore from the chain.
Yeah. Y'all both wore it. I put you because you remember you got the outfit from Beyonce. That thing was everywhere.
Yeah, that was hard. That was Beyonce. I appreciate you.
Yeah, that's tough.
Shout out to Beyonce and the Beehive for that, man.
That's tough.
Oh my God. 2 more. Most likely to forget their cleats. Let's see.
Who am I go? Ready?
Hey, you switch him out so many times though. I would say Ed, bro. Like Ed, like
that would be something. Ed would just be like, man, where my cleats, man.
He has so many other things on his mind, like, and his priorities. He wants to be the best football player he could possibly be, and he has his mindset set on that. And he will get that. So I can definitely see him like forgetting his cleats because his mind is just somewhere else. And on top of that, he's a character. Like he's one of the personalities that we have on our team that makes our locker room like so unique.
It really does. Yep. I say myself because I'm always forgetting something. I'm always losing something. I probably lost something in here already. Like that's just me. But like,
I lose my cell phone daily.
Sure.
I lose my cell phone daily. And the last one, most likely to be on a reality TV show. I would say Dawson, man. Like he just has like that Jack Harlow like personality. He kind of looks like Jack Harlow too. He just has like this TV show, this actor personality about him, man. And I can definitely see him like on a reality TV show, like thugging it out. Dawkins, of course.
I say D-Doc though because D-Doc just got like a big personality. He know how to work the room. He know how to just control the entire atmosphere. So like, D-Doc, he got the personality to do it. Everybody would love Mr. Snow.
He would love that though, for sure, man. Doc, I could definitely see him on a TV show for sure. Let's go to our win versus the Bucks, man. We have been thugging out a couple of games, and to get a big win versus the Bucks, it was huge for us. 5-3 midway through the season. You're in the locker room, you hear all type of speeches that we get from Coach McDermott. But the one after the game, it kind of had everybody on the internet like up in arms, like what did that mean? He said, quote, that's what I'm used to seeing. Probably the first time other than maybe in episodes of the Raiders game and again in the Miami game where it looked like every play wasn't an adventure. What do you think he meant by that? Every play wasn't an adventure.
I just think he means that, like, we're such a special team, and, when we're playing to the ability that we can play, I think that's the adventure that he's talking about,
Mm-hmm.
So every play can really be a big play. Every play can kind of be like that play that's going to be shown on SportsCenter all week. You know what I mean? When we're hitting on all cylinders, when we're playing, complimentary football, that's when we playing our best, So I think that's what he means. We played dominant versus the Raiders, and we played very well versus the Dolphins. So I think that's exactly what he means. What you think?
When I reflect on it and I just look at some of the plays, like I can see like like especially some of these drives that we've had, like in the New England game, like we had to go like score to win the game, and then we put together a drive with Josh, and then we win the game, and then it looks like we're gonna win the game, and then we let the Patriots like do a little flat pass down the field, and it comes down to the end of the game. And I think that he's saying that it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be an adventure. We could just go out there and do what we do and not make it so interesting. Even though it's I mean, it gets my heart rate bumping for sure. Like, but
it is stressful, man. It is
but
stressful.
I like now reflecting on it, like I see like especially some of the games that we've had, it doesn't have to be like that. We could just go out there and play our style of football and be over and done with it, and not make it competitive. Josh Allen in that game, he had 31 completions, 342 yards, 3 touchdowns. Dalton Kincaid went crazy. He had his first touchdown in the NFL. How do you see him progressing?
I see him progressing very well. From the day that he got here, I seen like what his role was, and I played GM a little bit, and I'm like, okay, I see what we was doing. I see what we was doing. He's super shifty. He could get open in space. Kind of like that Travis Kelce-esque type of style play. You know what I mean? So just to see him keep progressing and get to see like the dog that he is, I think that's one thing that I noticed from him just watching is he a dog.
Yeah,
he a dog. He catch that ball, he turn around, he's trying to run somebody over.
He's not going out of bounds. He's shoulder down.
Yeah, he ain't trying to let the first person tackle him, and he's got for sure hands. Like I don't think
really
I seen him drop
receiver
a ball.
hands.
I don't see him drop a ball. So I'm super excited to have him as a teammate. I love competing against him in practice, and I'm just super excited to keep seeing this progression.
Man, I'm excited, but I'm not really surprised. And I'm not really, like, satisfied either, though, because I've seen the kid in practice, like, close up. Like, I know, like, what he can do. I've seen him jump, like, at least 40 inches in the air and go catch a ball. Like, I've seen him, like, get the ball and turn up the field. I've seen him catch the ball, like, mid-stride and cut up the field. And next thing you know, he's 30 yards downfield.
Like,
work. I've seen it, and so, like, I'm excited for him. But I'm not surprised nor satisfied because I know what he can be. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't want to put a limit on him, but I know he deserves to be in the upper echelon of tight ends for sure.
No doubt.
Speaking of GM Damar, I like to be GM Von. At the deadline, we went crazy. We added a couple of pieces. We added Leonard Fournette to the offense. We added Rasul Douglas. Lenny. I feel like Lenny's been on my team before, like, cause I've been around him and I've seen him out and I've talked to him on Instagram, talked to him in person.
Such a
like
cool dude,
he's coming to Von Miller Day and he's been around so many different times. Like I feel like he's been on my team before, but this is his first time officially being on my team. Like, what do you think about the addition of playoff Lenny?
I love it. What's crazy is me and him actually had a conversation about it. In the spring, we were both at Steph's charity basketball game, and we were on the same team. And he just kind of mentioned it to me, or I might have mentioned it to him. However it happened, But we had that conversation, and we got to spend a little bit of time around each other there. And he's somebody that I've watched a long time. I remember seeing him, like the number 1 running back in the Under Armour game or whatever it may be.
And so he's still that though. He's still that.
Super still that. Super still that. But just being able to see his progression, through every level. And, what's crazy is, like, I think I DM'd him years ago, like, when I seen him as, top athlete in high school, I'm in middle school or whatever, seeing him progress on to college, I think I DM'd him, like your story inspired me, whatever, and he hit me back as a youngin', So, like, I appreciate the little things in life, just him being who he was at the time, hitting me back. That meant everything to me. Like, I probably screenshotted it, showed all my friends, stuff like that, So I'm excited to, get in the building, get around him. He's super funny. He's going to add some personality to the team as well. So I can't wait to see it.
Man, we got a team full of personalities, man. Like, and he just adds to the mix and makes it that much better. Speaking of adding to the mix, like getting Rasul Douglas on our team, like, we got some young guys, we got some young corners, but adding like that veteran corner, it could be a difference maker for us for sure. We got guys that's still learning and got guys that's getting healthy. Rasul, just 2 years ago, I remember being like one of the top corners in the NFL. Like I think he was going crazy. He might have led like the NFL at some point midway through the season or something, but he was going crazy like with picks, and to have him on our team with our defense and our offense, it was a great addition. What do you think about it?
I love it, man. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to, see what he brings to the team. Just having another veteran presence, on the team that already has so many vets. I'm just super excited to see it. We just got back Josh Norman like a week or two ago as well. Yeah, and just to see what he already adds to the team, just as a vet who's been through all of the rings of the league. It's been interesting to watch over the past few weeks, and it's been interesting to get to know him and pick his brain a little bit. So I'm excited to do the same thing.
Yeah. Some other trade news. We got Chase Young going to the San Francisco 49ers over there with Nick Bosa. Like it's crazy. Like I worked out with Chase in the off season. This is my second off season working out with him, man. We work out at Dunamis Sports and Performance in Colorado Springs with our guy Chris Knott, and he does a really good job. Like it's one-on-one. In our group, it was just me and him and Chris. So he's super hands-on. The groups are super small.
I love that.
I've seen his growth, man, and he was having a hard time with the Commanders, and to see him get a new start. I know what a new start does for players, and he's still a young guy, and he has his whole career ahead of him. To be paired up with Nick Bosa, and they got Randy Gregory, and they got Ken Law over there too, and Warner, and man, they are stacked, bro. What do you think about the Chase Young acquisition?
I love to see it. He's somebody I've been watching, since he was at Ohio State, and has been dominating. So, to see him, get a new start, like you said, fresh start is everything sometimes for people. And then also be playing against another great player, Nick Bosa, it'll open up opportunities for him to actually maybe get some one-on-ones or be able to, do whatever he can, just to add to their team, so. They over there doing their thing, man.
They are, man. I'm excited for him, man. I'm excited for him, fam. I'm excited for Donovan Peoples-Jones too. The Detroit Lions, they just get better and better and better. They add another weapon to their team. They were already good, and they just get better, man. Detroit Lions, they have had a turnaround season. Even last year, though, like I felt like the Detroit Lions were a good team last year. Like I felt it and I saw it, and to see them take like the strides that they are now, they are a contender in this league for sure. After years of not being competitive, and now like they are super competitive. It's super cool to see.
Yeah, I was watching them the other night play, and they just had glimpsed to their head coach, and I just remember watching them a few years ago having the team do like a crazy amount of up downs during camp, and just to think like the progress he made since that moment. I think that that was those backbreaker moments where it's like, I got to change the culture of this team, you know what I mean? So, coaches got to get in and do stuff like that to be able to have the progress that he's having. So, I'm glad to see that his plan worked out, and I'm definitely glad to see DPJ get to go back home. He's a Detroit boy, somebody that I've known for a while. We've been competing at like camps, rivals, Nike opening, so like, we go a little bit back, I know a bunch of people from like his high school, MLK, Vert, shout out all of them boys, so to see him get to go back home and play for his hometown, that's probably like a kid's dream. So I'm super excited for him.
That's dope, man. Bro. Speaking of progress and teams getting better, man, shout out to the Denver Broncos. Shout out to Broncos country and the Denver Broncos beating the Chiefs. I think it was 8 years. Like, they haven't beat the Chiefs since I was there, man. And like, my last couple of years there, we were getting walked on national television, and Patrick Mahomes was having his way, and Travis Kelce was having his way, and they were going crazy. And I remember Poe, he did like a little. They handed the ball off to Poe. He did like a little pass over the top and threw it to. I think he threw it to Kelce or somebody, and defensive lineman was getting. Passing touchdowns. I think he had a sack in that game too. Man. Like, they just doing all type of stuff to the Denver Broncos, but not anymore. Not anymore.
Man, shout out
Broncos
to the came together. Yeah.
Shout out to the Denver Broncos. Russell Wilson, Jerry Jeudy, my guy Javonte, Cortland Sutton. Can't forget him.
Yeah, shout out my boy Damari Mathis.
Man, Damari, Justin Simmons. When KJ get out of jail, I know he gonna celebrate heavy with those guys. My guy got suspended. I think they got to rescind that a little bit though. But
yeah, that's back to back. Like, I mean, like, come on. There's some players that might play with a little extra edge.
Yeah.
So I think it should.
I think he just get caught in a bad situation though. Like he going for the shoulder, but he's just so violent. It ended up being shoulder, helmet, and chest, and he ended up laying guys out.
And they just like you just looking at it for surface level. It's like you could always call that call if you being nitpicky with it. Yeah. So
I think it's because he's a repeat offender too. Like
they like he's not getting like
he's not listening.
He ain't listening.
But that was the first time that they beat Kansas City since Peyton Manning and I were on the team in 2015.
I got a question. You was on the Broncos when y'all played the Steelers. I think it was the first round of playoffs.
Yep. We should have lost
overtime.
Yep. Both of them we should have lost.
First play of overtime.
With Tebow?
Yep. That was a slant.
That was my rookie season.
And 80 yards to the crib. First play overtime.
DT. I still get goosebumps thinking about it.
Broke my soul wherever I was at, somewhere in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah, because you're a Pittsburgh fan, man. Black and yellow, man. You know, we had to do it to him, man. You know, we had to do it to him.
I still can't stand it. I watched it a couple weeks ago. I don't know why. I don't know what I was talking about. I think I might have watched the Tebow documentary.
Man,
and whoever I was watching it asked about, like, how long did Tebow play in the league? And I like didn't know the number of years or whatever, but like I remember that moment specifically. Like he played in the league for sure, like because he ended us right there. I thought that was a Super Bowl season for us.
That was the first year that they changed the overtime rule. So if you score, it was over. So like when DT scored, like we still had guys on our sideline getting ready for like the next drive. And then like Tim Tebow, you see Tim Tebow like shaking hands in the crowd. I'm like, what's going on? It was like it's over. Like
that was the first year they changed it.
That was the first year they changed the rules, man. DT took it to the crib. If we would have kicked the field goal, they would have got a chance. But you know, we ended up DT took it to the house, man. I remember like it was yesterday. He broke off, and then Ike Taylor was one of the fastest guys in the league at the time. Like so, to see him pull away from Ike like that, man, it was dope. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
He wanted it.
There's another time that we should have lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers too in 2015 on the way to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So I think it was the running back Mary
Mendenhall.
Rashad
Mendenhall.
So Rashad Mendenhall, they were Pittsburgh. They were on their way down to go score. I think they were up by 3 maybe, and they were going to score to put the game up by 10.
Yeah, 2 scores.
And it was only like 3 minutes left in the game. But Bradley Roby knocked the ball out.
B-Roby.
And we recover it. Peyton Manning goes down, scores a touchdown. They get the ball back. They go 4 and out, and the game is over.
I remember that.
So it was super close.
Bradley
so I know
Roby.
you're a Steelers fan, but
yeah, that's crazy too. Bradley Roby was my he was like a host for me on my visits of Ohio State.
That's dope.
So like I was like happy for him, but I was bittersweet on that.
And that just shows you, bro. You just got to keep playing. Like Bradley Roby get lucky, boom, knock the ball out, and like we go on to play the Patriots. The next game we beat them. They had never lost to a team twice in a season in Tom Brady era. We beat them twice. Went to the Super Bowl playing Cam Newton and the Panthers. We were the underdogs. I think it was like I think it was the spread margin. It was the widest spread in Super Bowl history, and we were able to go and win that one. We're supposed to lose that one, but shout out to the Denver Broncos, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to the defense. Patrick Surtain. They played good defense versus the Chiefs the game before. But to put the offense, they had the offense included in that, and you know they got out of reach, man. And you know, Patrick Mahomes, he was kind of sick too. He was dealing with the flu, but if you step out there, they say all the time.
Right.
They say all the time, if you step out there, you belong out there. So beat Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, the whole Taylor Swift Swifties, the Swifties.
They said they lost because she wasn't there.
Well, let's hope she's not there whenever we play him in a couple of weeks.
Right.
Other news, Kirk Cousins, man, he tore his Achilles, man. You know, you hate to see it. But every great player in this league, you have to overcome. If you play long enough, you're gonna have to overcome some type of adversity, and that adversity could be anything. It could be from your situation to the situations that I've had in my career to Kirk Cousins. Yeah. You know, you have to be able to overcome these type of situations to be a great player. And I know I got mad love for Kirk Cousins. I wanted him to come to the Denver Broncos. Remember the whole Kirk Cousins sweepstakes? Yeah. Like I was the leader for the Denver Broncos to get him to come to the Denver Broncos. He ended up going to Minnesota, and you know I hate to see him tear his Achilles, man. Shout out to him and his family, man.
No doubt.
They had the quarterback documentary on Netflix, and you just feel like a part of the journey when you see Kirk Cousins and Patrick Mahomes and what is it?
Is that becoming more common?
It is. It is. It's another documentary. They won't say who they got on this season of it, but they got some more guys on it too. I would love to do something like that. Like, I would love to have my life documented on
Netflix
and for history, like on Netflix forever and ever to play on Netflix. You introduced to an audience that normally wouldn't get to see you. And
I actually got a documentary coming up.
Hey man, it's gonna be on Netflix.
It's still up in the air on where it's gonna be, but we've been like, my marketing rep Jordan walked in the hospital, like day 1 or 2, and would just ask me like, you want to roll the camera? I'm like, hell yeah, because documenting that journey of anything is like that's legendary. That's the type of things that I look at. I search and want to find like the people that I admire and look up to. I want to see their journey. I want to see every piece of it, because there's different things that you'll be able to relate to, so we just had the camera rolling since, and
I would love to see that, man. I would love to. I witnessed it in person, but like millions around the world, like I would want to, be able to see your journey in film like that in documentary format. I would love to see that, man. That would be dope, man.
It's gonna be dope. It is.
GM Von, I love to play GM. Rookie quarterback Will Levis. I know I said Levi in the pre-show. Will Levis had a big debut. He had 238 yards, 4 touchdowns. He threw 3 of them to D-Hop.
Ooh.
D-Hop after the game, he said, I feel like Geno. I feel like they wrote me off. Ain't nobody write you off. Ain't nobody write you off, D-Hop. Everybody know how good you
whatever, you got to use as motivation.
We talk about that. We talk about that all the time.
They be preaching to us.
But it's dope to see Will Levis come out there and ball out, man. And it's crazy news out of Vegas as well. They fired the GM. They fired head coach, and they benched Jimmy G.
Oh, they changing some stuff up.
They going crazy out there. They going crazy. And I know the GM. I know the GM there. I was, because I want to be a GM, and he bounced some ideas off of me, and I was able to spend time with him at Max Crosby's wedding. He's done a great job over there. I don't see, maybe, people, they see stuff that I don't, and obviously it was time for a change, but I know he'll have another shot in the league, and, maybe the head coach, he goes back to the Patriots, you think? Yeah. He's done it before.
Yeah, who knows? You know what I'm saying?
You think he'll go back mid-season?
That's probably tough, right? Ain't that probably tough?
I mean, we seen. I don't think it's a rule against that, though. I don't think it's a rule against that.
If you technically look at it like he's out of work and they just make a hire.
Yeah.
So, who knows? But, I think they got like a certain type of tree over there that everyone kind of, they funnel their people through. So, I'm going to be surprised if we return back home.
Jimmy G getting benched, though, that was probably the most surprising out of all of this stuff, because he's their guy. He's their franchise quarterback. And no matter how bad the franchise quarterback is playing, you ride with him, especially when you got a receiver like Devontae Adams. That was probably the most shocking to me to see that. Where do they go from there?
I don't know who's on their roster. I don't know who they benched him for. But I think it is a little bit, I think it is unique that they benched Jimmy G. I low-key been a Jimmy G fan since he was up in with the 49ers.
Yeah.
I seen him as one of the elite quarterbacks, and then being able to see him play, I'm like, okay, getting to see him play for myself, I'm like, okay, getting to watch how our game went, and it's like, when you got a primetime receiver, you gotta find ways to give him the ball. You gotta give him the ball. You gotta give him the ball.
And if that means benching Jimmy G, then so be it. But I'm not a Raiders fan by any means, but I feel for Raiders Nation, because they had so much potential this season. They had so much potential. They have a really good team. Offensive line is good. Jacobs is a great running back. Got receivers. Defense, Max Crosby. They're stacked, and to see them struggle, man. I feel for Raiders Nation, kind of.
Yeah, I think, like same thing you saying. I feel, I feel like they've been expected to have great years. Every year since like the little bit of time that they signed AB back a few years ago, and it was like, okay, Raiders, they got AB.
Bro, AB, they were supposed to go crazy with AB.
They were supposed to go crazy with AB, then AB ended up leaving, or whatever happened. So it's like I feel like every year since then they've been expected to have a good year. So yeah.
Then we got guys like
It's
Max
tough.
Crosby too, man. I've seen firsthand how hard Max Crosby works. He comes to my
I've
Pass
heard
Rush
about
Summit.
him, yeah.
I've been to his football camp in Dallas. Like, I've got to know him over the years. Like, and that word deserve is like tricky because we all feel like we deserve it. But he puts in the work, man. He puts in all the things that are necessary to have success, man. And, he deserves it just like everybody else, man. But I've witnessed Max Crosby work, man. And hopefully it'll come soon. Not before us, though. Not before the Buffalo Bills, but hopefully soon, man. On the Sunday night, on Sunday night football, man. This is our second time playing on Sunday night, man. I always love playing on primetime games, whether it's Thursday night, Monday night, Sunday night, when the whole world's watching. That's why we play the game, for stages like this. Joe Burrow's looking like his old self. He's coming off a W versus the 49ers. That was a big win because the 49ers are a really good team. They're stacked all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And to see Joe Burrow and the guys ball out against the 49ers was huge.
Yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm super excited, man, to walk back in here and Sunday night football, man. It's going to be super electric, Last two games we played them, you know what I mean? So we got we got some lick back to get, you know what I mean? So we got an exciting week ahead of us.
What do you think we need to do to win this one? I know Coach McDermott, he always say, man, complimentary football, which is true. Be tight on all three phases, make the team one-dimensional. What does Damar Hamlin think by, being in the locker room, being around the guys? What do you think we need to do to win this one?
I think we need to start fast. I think we need to come out with a chip on our shoulder, like a little edge. We always play best when we got that spark behind us and we play a little angry. You know what I mean? So, we just gotta take an extra energy, extra enthusiasm, whatever it may be. Like Coach say, like whatever you need. You know what I mean, to get you in that mindset for that moment. But one thing about us, we always show up. We always show up for them big moments. So Sunday night, we know what's at stake. We know where we're going. We know who's on our team, and we know the situation of everything. You know what I mean. So I think we're gonna have that exactly what we need to go get it done.
Man, you've come a long way, man. I've seen you grow up in just less than a year, bro. And, to call you my teammate and call you my brother, man, is super special to me, man. I'm proud of you, man. Going back to Cincinnati this week, how's it going to feel returning to that stadium?
I think it's going to be super electric. You know what I mean? I think it's going to be nothing but love. Only thing I got to compare it to is just going back into our stadium and how much love and reception it is, So going back into there, I'm pretty sure it'll be like a bunch of memories, which will it'll make it emotional for me, But I ain't running from it. I'm ready to walk through the fire. But I think other than that, man, I think it's gonna be all love. I think it's gonna be all energy, all support. I'm super excited to see it. I remember just watching on TV from the hospital, just seeing the stadium when we played the Patriots, and even with the Dolphins. Just right after everything happened, and it was like electric. Like the atmosphere was electric. So I think it'll be on that same level and same atmosphere. So I'm super excited. I'm thankful, man. I'm blessed, and I'm just appreciative on both ends of the support from everybody in Cincinnati, the team, the fans. Everyone showed my family love while they were there for a whole week, and just everybody on our end, man. Just all the bros we got, all the support staff, the trainers upstairs, everybody that we got. Just it's all love on both ends.
Love,
you know what
man.
I mean? So it's like kind of like I feel like it's kind of like when you go to that family reunion and get to see both sides of the family who you get all love from. So but like you told me, man, one thing that just let me ease my mind even off of like all the emotions and thinking about like the all of the like the memories that's gonna come from just even coming back into the stadium, and just the emotions of like trying to handle the media all week and navigating all of that. Just giving me that little man, you already won. Like that just allowed me to just rest assured and just have fun with it. Like what I'm saying, the literally like the hard part's already over. So it's really about nothing when you think of it like that.
man, you are blessed beyond all measure on the football field, off the football field, man. It's nothing but love from Cincinnati. It's nothing but love from Buffalo. And I can speak for all type of fans all across the world. It's nothing but love for Damar Hamlin, man. I appreciate you for coming on my show, man. If you ever need me, man, you know I got you, man.
Doubt,
all
sure,
love and respect, man. Chasing M's, man. Let's do it, man. Love, man.